everybody, it's Amy from Winterwood Studio, and today I have a box from Sketchbox. They were kind enough to send me some free supplies, so why don't we open it up and see what's inside? Okay, you guys, let's open this. They reached out to me and said they had some boxes they wanted me to try, and I said, sure, send them over. So let's see what's in here. So there's two boxes in here, and the first one is the Sketchbox Holiday Edition. I don't know what's in here, so we'll have to take a look and see. And then the other box they sent me was the special edition acrylic landscape box. And you know I've been working on landscapes this summer, so I'm really excited to see what's in this one too. Let's start with the acrylic landscape box. I'm not sure if I should do these in two separate videos. Maybe I could unbox them both in this video and then do probably some art from the acrylic one, but maybe the holiday one. I'll pick one and do art from one of them in this video, and then I will do another video at some point doing art from the other box is probably what I will do. But we're gonna unbox them both today. So let's start with the acrylic landscape box. And I'm gonna reach in for the cards. You know how I like to take those out because they are spoilers and they tell me what's in here. All right, so the first thing in here, oh, this looks like a little mixing palette. Yep, 9-well palette. It's white, so it's hard to see. There you go. There's a 9-well palette for mixing. And then there is, oh, this is my favorite brush cleaner. The Masters brush cleaner. This stuff is awesome. It takes care of your brushes really well. And then, let's see, I see, it says Acrylograph, Archer, and Olive, and it's white, so I'm thinking maybe a white acrylic pen. I'm not sure. We'll have to check and see. And then there is One for All acrylic Molto, the original. And that's that. And then we have another one. I wonder if they're different colors. I don't know. We will look and see. I think they look the same. Yeah, I think they are, but we'll check and see. This is the second one. And then there is, ooh, a nice little paintbrush for painting. And here's something else. Another paintbrush, a Princeton Select Flat Shader number 8. I don't have that one, so that is great. And then, ta-da! There's a whole little box of golden fluid acrylics in there. And we will open those in just a second, but first we'll take the very last thing out and look at the cards. There is a 3-pack of 7x7 gesso boards from Ampersand, and these are my favorite thing to paint on. So all in all, that is an excellent box, and let's take a look at these cards. Let's see, there's a little sticker with the art. And then a postcard with the art on it. Oops. Be helpful if I held it the right way. And then some information on the back about the artist. And then here's the front of this card. And then the back, all the items in the box, plus their prices. There was supposed to be a mechanical pencil in this box, and there's not one in here. Well, I'll have to reach out to Sketchbox and let them know and see what they say. And let's open this. All right, let's open this. These are the golden fluid acrylics in some little itty bitty trial sizes, but you don't need a whole lot of these paints to paint something. They actually, a little bit goes a long way. This should actually last you for a little bit, especially if you're willing to just get another white so that you can mix and extend them. So that is awesome, and that looks like a lot of fun. So here's the holiday box. And we're going to open this one. Okay, I'm going to reach in and take the cards out. That's weird. I only feel one card. Normally there's more than that. Well, we'll take a look. Okay, so the first item is, ooh, Silver White, Silver Brush Limited, Basic Watercolor Set, round size 6, 8, and a bright size 10. Those look really nice. There we go. And then we've got some Glimmer Metallic Ink in Silver. I'll hold that up so you can see it. That's pretty. And then we have some Artist Blender Crayon for mixed media and watercolor. Transparent, non-water soluble crayons are great for mixed media, watercolor, and creative blending techniques. Okay, next we have 5 metallic brush lettering brushes in a gold color, a silver, a maroon, a blue, and a white. That's pretty. Oh, these are cool. Strathmore watercolor cards. Very nice. It says, what are these? There are 10 cards in here and 10 envelopes. Awesome. Well, I do like Strathmore. I like their papers. And then there are, oh, 2 colored pencils. Oh, Derwent Chromaflow. I have not tried any Derwent Chromaflow colored pencils yet, so that'll be exciting to try. In a red and a white. And there is a Tombow alcohol-based marker. It looks like one end's a brush and one is a chisel in a red color. Very pretty. And then we have, oh, a Holben's, actually there's 3 of them. Holben acrylic gouache, which is again another product I have not, nope, Holben's artist gouache, which I have not tried. I haven't tried any Holben products. So there they are. It looks like there's a greeny color, a silvery color, and a black color. Is that right? Sepia. Sepia, gray, and ash green. Very pretty. And there is black liner, ACMI, Pacific Arc Ink, drawing, sketching, rendering, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1, and 0.05. I'm always trying out new fine liners. I have not tried these. That'll be fun to try too. And then there is the Hahnemühle, I think I'm saying that right. I can't say it. Nostalgie sketchbook. It says, it doesn't say what kind of paper it is. It's, oh, fine grain for defined pen control and delicate hatching. I haven't tried anything by them either. This looks like a really pretty sketchbook. I don't know, maybe I'm leaning more towards the Christmas box. The holiday box, I should say. Not Christmas, that's wrong. Let's take a look at what's on here. So the holiday box. So here's the front of the card that came with it. And here's the back. Okay, you guys, this is future me popping in here. I reached out to Sketchbox and told them that the pencil was missing from that set, and they sent me this out right away. So let's open it up and see what is in here. And there it is. The Draftmatic. This looks like a nice pencil. I will just pop this footage in to the Sketchbox box unboxing I was just doing, so you can see that they had great customer service. It was sent out to me within like a day. And it's a really nice pencil. Alright, back to the other footage. The old me. Okay, you guys, over here at my desk, I have the Sketchbox acrylic landscape box. And we finally get to paint something with it today. We are in the middle of Painttober, and I tried my best to like think of something I could paint for this week that I felt like painting. And I'm feeling a little burned out, and I couldn't make any of the prompts work. But what I did decide to do is I took this photo this summer in my garden. My printer is almost out of blue ink, so these petals should be a little more purple, and this green spot should be a little more of a bluey green. This, like I said, is a photo I took myself. If you happen to be a Patreon of mine, and if you are at the Sketchbook Club tier, which is the $4 tier and up, this is going to go up Friday the 27th, I believe, for the Patreon for the $4 tier and up, along with, I do 4 free nature-inspired reference photos each month that you can use in your art that I take myself. So this will be one of the 4 this month, in case you want to follow along and do this tutorial with me if you have the landscape box kit. I'm trying to decide if I should set up my little table easel or if I should try to paint flat. I have a tendency to, well, most people do. Things get stretched out funny when I paint flat. I think I'm going to move you from here over to there on my tripod, and we'll see if we can film with you there. The only thing I'm going to add to this kit, I may add some extra paintbrushes, we'll see. And I am going to also add some of the golden satin glazing liquid, which is really a slow drying extender for their paints. If you're working on a canvas, you don't want to dilute your paint with water. I think they say up to 25% of your dilution can be water, and then after that you should use a medium. A medium is basically the binders in the paint without the pigment, so it keeps you from having adhesion issues. If you add too much water, there's a chance that your acrylic can flake and peel off the canvas as the years pass. So I like to use a medium. And I like this one the best with my golden paint. So I don't find that it does extend the drying time some. I will say that if you want a layer to dry and you're in a rush and you hit it with a hairdryer, it'll be dry in minutes. So I wouldn't worry about using it that way. It's not like, you know, oil paints when they take forever to dry. It will still dry fairly quickly. So you may also want a spray bottle of water handy. You could also try using a Stay Wet palette. I'm not going to do that today. I think the golden fluids, one of the nice things about them is they do tend to stay wet a little bit longer than some of the others. I think just because they are already so fluid, they have a higher liquid content. Let's open this. And like I said, I'm not adding, and we're just going to use what's in the kit, except possibly some paintbrushes and this, which you can get at Amazon or Blick or Jerry's. Yeah. So here are our paints. I wanted to double check. I think, is there two whites here? Okay, so there's a titanium white and a zinc white. That is because the zinc white is going to be your mixing white. It is more transparent. And then we've got, it's hard to read the benzimidazolone, yellow medium, the naphthol red light, the quinacridone magenta, the phthalo blue green shade, the phthalo green blue shade, and this is, I'm sure, the yellow ochre. Yep, yellow ochre. And they are all light fast rated 1, except this one, which is a 2. If I remember correctly, that's still 50 years. And let's get going. So if you've been around my channel for a while, you've probably seen me tone a canvas with the Golden Fluid Quinacridone Magenta, which is my favorite toning color. We don't have that here in our kit today, so we're going to make our own, and we're going to use our little palette with a fair amount of the Benz something another yellow, and it probably has a lid on it. And we'll use a little of the naphthol red light. I don't know if you can see this in here. You can't. A little of this red and a little of this yellow in our palette. Just a little of the, more of the yellow than the red. Just a little of the red. We're going for a warm golden-y color here. I'll hold this up maybe where you can see me mixing it. One thing I really like about the golden fluid paints is they are just so pigmented. You just need a dab. They seem to stretch farther, I guess. Alright. Now let's start brushing this on. I may switch to a bigger brush. This is a pretty good substitute for the quinacridone gold. Let's switch to a bigger brush. This is just, we're just toning the canvas. I like to work on a nice mid-tone so I can better judge my lights and my darks. And sometimes I'll use a pinky color, sometimes I'll use a bluish color, sometimes I'll just use a neutral tan, but a lot of the time I use a color very much like this. This is very similar to the quinacridone gold that I use. And then we will just let that dry and I will be right back. Okay, so that is all dry. Let's see here. Sometimes I'll sketch things out ahead of time, but I'm not sure I'm going to this time. Maybe just lightly. So what we're going to do here now is we're going to grab the little brush that came with the Sketchbox, the Sketchbox brand brush. We're going to take our orange that is left here and add in some red. And then we're going to add in a little of the blue, just a dab of the blue. And we're going to make a nice brown. little more red. I don't have enough red to neutralize the green into a brown here, but that's okay. There we go. It's neutralizing. Okay. Just a dark color. All right, now I'm going to sketch in roughly the shapes. So we've got one of the cones here. And then roughly the bee butt is about there. I'm using the sort of like the dot method that I talked about in that one video for sketching. I can link that below. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to be doing a looser painting or if I'm going to try to do a really realistic painting. It's still indecision, we'll say. I think that is enough to get started with. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna dry this layer and then I'll be back. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, I've got my palette with my colors in it. This is the zinc white, and I'm going to take, is this green still wet? This brownie green, yes. Let's add a little of the green to it, and a little of the yellow ochre. And we're just going to, ooh, that's dark. Let's lighten it up a little bit more. We're going to do a little more of the yellow ochre and a little of the mixing white, the zinc white. Let's try that. That's better. This is one of my favorite brands of paintbrushes. I have quite a few of them. These ones are not from the Sketchbox. I'm just showing you some of the other ones I have. I like these blender brushes a lot, and the scrubber, I think they're called Scumbler. And yeah, that one was the round blender. I have a lot more of them, and I use them for oil painting too. But yeah, this is I like these brushes a lot. So we're just going to, this is our first layer. We're just going to dab the paint in here. We're not going to be too worried. I may try to do a little bit of a looser painting. I haven't decided yet here. There goes my pen. This is just our blocking in phase, this is called, where you're just blocking in the colors and the tones. One of the things I've learned about art is generally I like lots and lots of layers, and I will often get frustrated in the middle. Oh boy. When it's still in the ugly phase, when really you just have to keep going and adding more layers to get out of the ugly phase. And I don't think I'm the only one that is like that. You have to get out of the ugly phase, but the middle can often be, that's too. Okay, so this green is too bright green. To neutralize the green, this is going back to my Color Theory 101 class, you're going to neutralize it with a dab of red. And with these golden paints, you really don't need much. When I say a dab, I mean a dab. You see how that's more neutral now? I will link that video down below too if anybody wants the Color Theory. It's actually, I think, more of a Color Theory 102 because it's a little advanced. But I will link that down below in case anybody's interested in it. So this video could have just as easily been called Struggling to Find Your Style or How to Fail as an Artist. No, I'm kidding. It wasn't a failure. There were some parts of it, the finished piece, that I really liked, and some I didn't. I think I just really got confused, if that makes sense. If you follow me for a while, you know that I'm trying to paint in different styles during this Painttober. I normally paint in a really realistic style, and I would like to paint in a looser style or maybe more impressionistic or even like more of an illustrative style.
And I started out with this thinking I'm going to paint really loose, and then I was not liking that so much, and I was like, I'm going to paint a little more illustrative or maybe even stylized, and then somehow things got a little realer than I would like. So this was successful in the sense that it was an experiment, and I was experimenting, and I did find some things that I liked and some that did not go as well. I will also say this, like I said, this photo was one I took myself, and the background was pretty blurred, and that is hard to paint in a loose style. And in fact, I sort of gave up on that back leftish flower near the end of the painting and just said, I've had enough. It's time to move on to something else. So that is not how I would like it exactly. I did really like I went with brighter colors than normal and warmer tones, and I really like how the center of the flower turned out, especially against the stylized bee. So those are my favorite part of the painting. And I'm going to pop in here to say something real time. Okay, I'm back. I wrapped this all up. I spritzed it with a little water and wrapped it up and took a lunch break. And I am ready to tackle it again. I kind of like how impressionistic it's feeling to me, but also there are things about it that bother me. It's brighter than I wanted, although I kind of like that now. This petal here is bothering me. Well, it just still needs work. So let's get to work. I did grab some palette paper because my palette's getting kind of full. And I may use some more brushes. Let's see if I slide this back, if you can still see it. Yeah. So as we go further into the painting process here, I just wanted to talk a little bit about like finding your style or your medium or all that. I mean, obviously I've been working at it for a year now. I think I'm sort of starting to narrow down some of the mediums I like. I'm not super close to finding a style yet. I still naturally want to work in a very realistic style. I still feel like it's not saying as much as I want it to say. I'm really enjoying working in illustrative style, but that's a whole different ball game than like a fine art style. So I like the illustrative style, but I would also like to work in more of a fine art style. I don't know if that's going to be super realistic or more impressionistic or loose or whatever. I am still maybe somewhat leaning towards doing a very realistic style, mostly because it just seems to come naturally to me. I just don't know what I'm doing yet. Like I said, I really did like how the bee turned out in the center and the center of the flower. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I really like acrylics now. I used to hate them. I really do like them a lot. They're maybe tied neck and neck with my oils. I've been working on painting non-toxic with oil, and that's sort of like learning a whole new method of painting too, because I'm painting in a totally different way and process than I was before when I was using thinners and liquids and stuff like that. So that has made that more difficult for me. So the acrylics seem to be becoming easier to me now, and the oils seem to be getting more difficult. After painting a lot this month, I'm craving to go back to drawing mediums and mixed media. I really like my colored pencils. I like colored pencil and gouache and watercolor together. I'm really wanting to get in with my new Neo colors and do some more mixed media with that. I have something I ordered with the last of my birthday money that just came yesterday. The box is sitting next to me. I have not opened it yet because I have to film opening it. But something I'm really excited to try for mixed media as well. I'm not liking colored pencils just on their own as much anymore. I'm definitely not liking watercolor just on its own. I've been off ink and pen and ink for a while now, and I haven't had a whole lot of impulse to go back to it. I'm enjoying, I would say, mixed media and painting, whether it's acrylic or oils right now. And then, of course, my soft pastels, which I have not had a chance to touch in a month. And I'm actually missing using those as well. I don't know what the future is going to hold. I don't know what this winter is going to hold for my art. I definitely want to do a lot more like actual painting with either acrylics or oils. I'd like to do some more soft pastels and for sure some more mixed media. Folktale Week is coming up. It's November 13th through the 19th over on Instagram. The account Folktale Week is the one that's hosting it. That's an illustration challenge, so I'm definitely going to be working on some illustrations in November. I've been working more on Procreate, and I would like to learn Photoshop still, and Clip Paint Studio, I think it's called. I know a lot of people are not super interested in digital, so I don't know if I'll show any of that here. I did a poll and it did not seem like people were interested. But I do know, like, if you want to work in, say, the children's book industry, they do like you to be able to work in Photoshop. And at the very least, you need to scan in your traditional illustrations and be able to touch them up and send them a Photoshop file so they can match the colors for printing and all of that, which I would like to do someday. So all in all, I don't really think I'm any closer to figuring out my style. But I would say I'm starting to settle on the mediums that I like the best and would like to focus on going forward. I take it back. I do still like colored pencils on their own. Maybe I will. It's just very slow and time consuming. So that's the only issue there. But they are really beautiful, especially for super realistic detailed work. Just very slow, but meditative in a way. So I'm rearranging my studio today. I'm cleaning it up. I'm getting ready for a new month and new things happening in November. And here's the finished painting as far as it got. I did lose some footage at the end there. So here's past me to pop in and say hi. So a huge thanks to Sketchbox for sending me these products to try. I had a lot of fun today. I'll be doing the other box in an upcoming video, so watch out for that. And if you'd like to join me over on my Patreon, we're having a lot of fun over there. Right now, we're doing Sketchbook Club, which is 3 prompts once a week with a monthly theme. And then we have our Facebook group and Discord group to chat and share our art and have lots of fun. And then I also do 4 nature-inspired reference photos that I take myself each month that you're free to use copyright-free for your art. And then on top of that, I am sometimes doing exclusive tutorials over there. And if you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, I would really appreciate it if you would. It helps push my video up in the YouTube algorithm, and that helps more people to see it, which helps support my channel. So until next time, happy creating!